Okay. So 3, 2, 5, 4, 6, 8, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I tried to be cute.
Yeah.
But well, sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. So happy Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm gonna put up our upcoming stuff. It's hard to keep up with this upcoming stuff, but we're doing it. Tuesday is our 6:30 Bible study. I think we're on Matthew 13 coming up. And then Friday, the whole social media world is talking about this. The whole world. Prayer, praise, and pizza night at 6:30 on Friday. Bring whatever food. It doesn't have to be pizza. I'm doing the whole stinking Whole30, so I can't have pizza. So I gotta have stuff like sassafras and asparagus and things, lima beans, things like that.
It's too big.
It stinks being on the Whole30. And then a week from tonight is 2-4 Hannah. A week from tonight is 2-4 Hannah. So before we get to Hannah and Garfunkel, I can open this up in prayer. Father God, thank you so much for today. Thank you for being able to connect with our friends this way. I pray for each and every one of them. Pray that this time that we have will bless you and that would show others your great love through this message. And we commit all this to you, Father, in your name. Amen.
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 So last week we came up with a name, Hannah and Garfunkel. And I think we could do that without having any like copyright
I think you can. I think that.
infringements or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So at least I think. So so here they are to bless us with, and you, with yet another time of worship.
All right, so you guys mute over there, the cast and crew. Yeah, so Hannah's going to play music today, which is fun. Hannah, if you don't know, I can't remember what I've told you, but Miss Hannah's been one of my piano students for a lot of years, and so she's just started playing piano in their youth worship band this last year. And so with COVID, there's been nothing going on. So I said, well, you can play for us. And so this is fun. So take it away, Miss Hannah. I am. Here we go. I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like, but I've heard the tender whisper of love in the dead of night, and you tell me that you're pleased and that I'm never alone. You're good, good Father. It's who you are, it's who you are, it's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am, it's who I am, it's who I am. I've seen many searching for answers far and wide, but I know we're all searching for answers. Only you provide. You know just what we need before we say a word. You're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. Perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are. Let's sing that again. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect Oh, that's such a good thing to remember. We have such a good Father. And it's who he is. He can't do anything but be a good Father. So that's a really good thing. So let's sing What a Beautiful Name, okay? The beginning, my fault. One with God, the Lord Most High. In glory and creation, now revealed in you are Christ. What a beautiful name it is. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a beautiful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. Didn't want to do without. So Jesus, you brought heaven down. And sin was great, your love was greater. What could separate us now? What a wonderful name it is. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a wonderful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus. Death could not hold you. The veil tore before you. Silence the voices of sin and grave. The heavens are roaring, the praise of your glory. For you are raised to life. You have no rival, you have no equal. Now and forever, God, you reign. Yours is the kingdom, yours is the glory, yours is the name above all names. What a powerful name it is, what a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a powerful name it is. Nothing can stand against. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus. Death could not hold you. Death could not hold you. The veil tore before you. Silence the voices of sin and grave. Heavens are roaring, praise of your glory. For you are raised to life again. You have no rival, you have no equal. Now and forever, God, you reign. Yours is the kingdom, yours is the glory, yours is the name above all names. What a beautiful name it is. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ. What a beautiful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus.
Awesome.
Yay, didn't she do a great job?
That was beautiful. Excellent.
She is awesome.
Blessing. I get this precious girl year after year. It's so fun. She cannot go to college. I'm keeping her here with me.
We'll have to make sure to double her what we're paying her.
Have to double her
There
pay.
you go.
Where are you going to school?
When?
Where?
I go to Rochester High School right now.
But next year. She's a senior this year. So I think she's heading to MSU. I think.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
We are back.
Back for the story. Who's gonna
Yeah,
tell it?
super.
We do stories. Right?
Right. Bible verse.
Oh, Bible verse. I have to.
Never forget that.
Oh, this thing.
Never forget the Bible verse.
It is very close to bedtime. That's all I'll say. I mean,
You mean
it's Sunday afternoon. 1
Sunday
o'clock.
nap time. Yeah.
Time, yes.
No, I do take a lot of naps. And I think naps are God's way of saying, hey, you look tired. Why don't you take a nap?
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
I'm
tells
all
me.
about naps.
Listen, when you're looking for excuses, one's as good as another.
That's right. That's right.
Right. Oh my. All right. Whose Bible verse? Is it Hannah?
Yes.
Hannah.
Oh, wow.
First, I will read it. So, Bible verse. Humble yourselves before the Lord. James 4:10. All right, now repeat after me. Bible verse.
Bible verse.
Humble yourselves
Humble yourselves
before the Lord.
before the Lord.
James 4:10.
James 4:10.
You know what we're learning? Every one of us is replaceable. Every one of us. Am I right?
We are.
Here we thought
Except
of
Hannah.
rocket science. Hannah comes in off the street.
Kevin cannot be replaced.
That's right. That's right. So very good. Thank you, Hannah. That was very good. So
Oh, what? Oh, who's casting? I don't even know who's casting.
yeah,
I know
who's casting?
Mike.
Mike.
Hi,
casting. All right, Mike, you do the casting.
tonight we're going to talk about the Pharisees and the tax collector. Jesus went everywhere doing good.
Wait a minute.
Wait,
You have to
Keep casting.
first.
we got to do casting and action.
Who's gonna be Jesus?
Who's going to be Jesus?
That'll
Greg.
be Greg, backed by popular demand.
And who's going to be, who's this guy, the Pharisee?
I'll be the Pharisee.
And who's gonna be the tax collector? That's me. I'll be the tax collector. And then there's one other, isn't there one more person?
I don't think so.
There's a
Okay.
narrator.
The narrator. Who's gonna be the narrator?
Mike.
Mike. Okay, Mike.
All right,
Oh.
Mike. Oh, and Carrie, maybe Carrie.
I'm not sure I'm
Curious-
going to do something.
Oh, I think Kevin.
That was,
Oh, Kat's gonna do it.
Kat's gonna do action.
Ready? Action!
Okay.
Boy.
I didn't quit. That's a better slap.
All right, Mike, we're ready.
We're ready.
Okay, once again, we're going to talk about the Pharisees and the tax collector. Jesus went everywhere doing good. He showed God's love to everyone. He taught people what to do to please God. Sometimes Jesus taught by speaking plainly with his friends. Sometimes Jesus taught by telling stories. One day, Jesus told a story about two men who were praying. One man was a Jewish leader. Many Jewish leaders thought that they knew everything about God. Many thought they were better than other people. The other man in the story was a tax collector. No one liked tax collectors.
Boo! Yes!
Boo.
Oh!
Even
We
today,
really like them today.
yeah.
Like you today.
Right, I think it was worse back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little. Everyone thought tax collectors were greedy. Everyone called tax collectors sinners.
Arr! You big old sinner!
Two men went to the temple to pray. The Jewish leader stood tall and proud.
Okay. Oh, I'm falling proud. God, thank you that I am better than others. I am not greedy. I obey all your laws. I'm faithful to my wife. I'm not like that tax collector over there. And I fast twice a week. And I give 10% of all I get to you.
Wow, he's pretty cool.
And
Yeah,
we should check with his wife to see if he's being honest.
true.
The tax collector found a quiet spot. He did not even look up as he prayed. He just pounded his chest and said,
God, I'm a sinner. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on me. God, I'm a sinner.
Nicely done, Linda. Nicely done.
Yeah, that was good.
and Jesus explained,
God will receive the tax collector's prayer. The tax collector was humble. He saw his need for God, but that Jewish leader bragged about how good he was. He did not admit that he needed God.
Right.
See,
Oh, that's a good lesson.
Yeah,
It is, but what does it mean?
it's a great lesson.
It is a great lesson. Well, I think this story is all about humility. And just like our Bible verse said, humble yourselves before the Lord. So we saw with that Jewish guy, the Pharisee, that he was building himself up in front of the Lord. He was reminding God that he was a good guy, that he kept all the laws, that he was faithful to his wife, that he wasn't greedy, all of these things. So he was telling God, it's like he had to remind God, see, I do all these things. Look at all these things I do. And the poor tax collector, he knew that he was a sinner, and he knew that he did things that were wrong. And so all he wanted was to come and really bow down before God and say, please just have mercy on me and just get me through another day. And I know I got to do this job, and maybe I should learn how to do it a little differently. But for right now, he was just asking God for mercy. So I think when it's talking about humble yourselves before the Lord, I think it's really important that we all remember that even if we do a lot of things, like let's say we do Bible studies, or we make sure we're praying every day, or maybe we keep a prayer journal, or we do our Zoom Sunday school classes, or whatever it is we do, I think that we need to kind of go back and look at our verse that we had last week, which was give thanks to the Lord. And maybe we need to tie that in and be constantly thankful to God that we can do these things. So it keeps us humble, because it's God that gives us the strength to do anything that we do. So if we can stay humble before God and say, thank you that you let me do this. Thank you that I'm able to do this, and not ever feel like we're putting ourselves above someone else. So that's really what being humble is staying in a lower position and not boasting and bragging. So I like the idea of tying those two verses together, because I know you guys remember, because it just seemed like yesterday that we did.
seemed like an hour ago.
Like an hour ago that we just did a lesson. So that's really the only reason I can remember what it was. And it was short. So that means.
And you know what else I like about that, Kat? I just thought of that, is that we don't have to tell God what we've done. He already knows that.
Right.
And even the tax collector saying who he was, God already knew that too.
But it was important that he recognized that.
That's right.
I mean, he knew he needed God.
That's right. That's right. Good lesson.
Good lesson, you guys.
Wow. That's great. Any other, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, add your prayer requests for the live prayer request for John and Linda. Feel free to mention it here in the comments, or text Linda, or put a note around a brick and throw it through their window so they can get it. And They live, it's 1887 Leicester, so if you,
Yeah, they know.
That's in Troy.
They've
that's
been
in Troy,
here. Yeah, they've
Michigan.
been here.
So anyway, great lesson, you guys. Anything else before we say goodbye till next time?
Not that I can think of.
No, no.
Everybody switch over to Facebook Live and we'll pray together.
Yep, we'll see y'all. Have a good week.